Welcome to Adult ypww Lesson 2. The topic is the object of prayer. The lesson text is coming out of Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 6, and then 1 John chapter 5, verses 14 through 15. The memory verse is 1 John chapter 5, verse 14. I will read the King James Version first and then the New International Version. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. The New International Version. This is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. The introduction for today's lesson. Prayer is a necessity for every true life. Every man has been put in place by God in a twofold relationship, as an individual and as a member of a community. On the one hand, no man can realize a right to his personal, individual life unless he bears an actual part in the life of the community. On the other, he cannot be faithful to the community unless he is first of all faithful in his personal life. So the man who is striving to be true in both relations will give himself to private and public prayer. No life can attain the best that omits either. It is evident that prayer is a function of personal and public life and must have its fixed times in private and public. However, even independently of this fact, prayer should not be left to become a mere matter of our passing movements, the creature of our inclination or inclinations. We need prayer most of all and can least of all dispense with it when we feel our need for it least. Consequently, two conditions come to mind as being needful to them that pray. One is that they will not pray for anything that may be, but that is God's will of his worship. Another is that they will continue to pray for that thing that is his will and his worship. The discussion says the object of prayer is not to alter God's will and bend it to ours, but to bring our will into harmony with God's will. God has a noble and divine plan for every man's life, which can only be fulfilled by God's shaping of our life according to his will. For the shaping of our life according to God's will, we need spiritual and temporal blessings. For spiritual blessings, we pray to the Father without any reservation whatsoever. We pray for likeness to himself, for forgiveness and the spirit of forgiveness, for restoration, for purity, for truth, for patience, for self-mastery, the openness of heart, for good influence, for love going forth in sacrifice, and thought ripening in character. We know that when we ask for spiritual blessings, we shall receive them, for they are God's will for us at all times. Personal communion with God is the direct channel through which they flow to us. As for temporal blessings, we can pray for these also, but conditionally, we must always ask for them subject to God's will. We cannot doubt for a moment God's willingness to bless us if we are not ready. He alone knows whether such external blessings are good for us or not. But of this we are assured that if they are withheld, they are because our poverty will further our highest well-being and want rather than by our wealth and fullness. Accordingly, to all prayers for things temporal, we will attach the words of trustful submission, nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. The questions for today's lesson. Number 1, what is the true purpose of prayer? Number 2, why is public and private prayer necessary? Number 3, what is the difference between spiritual and temporal blessings? Number 4, should we pray for spiritual and temporal blessings similarly? Number 5, what does the phrase "be careful for nothing" mean? Number 6, what does supplication mean? The discussion starter. Do saints always know what blessings are best for them? The end. God bless you and thank you for joining me today.